So here again is the graphic of what's actually happening. We're moving data from Timer Pro into the simulation program. We're doing a single click over here and it's creating an XML data file here. I'd like to show you where that data file is located and show you the contents here. So I minimize this, just going to open this little query tool we have here. The file itself is going to exist in the Documents area here under Applied Computer Services. And it's a temporary file, so I'm going to show all files here. And then we can scroll down here, and what we're looking for is this file here, SIMUL8.xml. That's the extraction from Timer Pro that's being presented here. And if we open that up and I change, there's two tables in here. One is called the plan, and you can see this here. And it basically contains each of the work centers. Now in this case, we've got 7 work centers in our model. And of course, the model can actually develop any number of stations. Here's the first one, it's mold parts. Here's model name, model C, and that requires 38.79 seconds here, and the takt time is 55 seconds here. See, takt time is consistent here. And this is for each model, C, B, D, A. For each of the stations, you can see it's just a whole listing here of the different models that were in our data coming from Timer Pro here. The other table that's involved here is the models table, and in this case there's 4 models. There's a Pinto, a Rolls, a Model T and a Bentley, and you can see they're associated with each of these different models. This is where the individual line balances are for each of them, and these are the model colors that you saw back when we were bringing the data over here. So the idea here is these 2 tables you could inquire from your own model if you wish. So in other words, if I come back over here and bring back up the model, this first option here is the created XML table. So you can we can then automatically launch your simulation model and pull the process data here. Now the pulling would actually have to be programmed inside your own simulation program. So it would actually just look back at this file and pull whatever's in there. But it's always going to be in the same place, and it's always going to be the same format. So it's quite an easy thing to do, is to read the information in from here. So this might indeed be one of the options you'd look at. You already have a model, you just want to pull the data in from Timer Pro. You can do that here. The second option is going to use our class module down here. This requires a little bit more skill. It needs some programming capabilities. But what this can let you do is create a model that will actually generate a completely new model every single time and run it in Simulate. So here up the top here, you've already got a model. It calls the data from the XML table and brings it in the existing model. Down here you're going to create a model every single time you run this here. The installed Timer Pro actually includes a particular module here called Simulate Class here. And you can see that is opened up here in Microsoft Visual Basic 2010 Express. It's basically a .NET environment here. And we've just programmed this particular class in VB.NET. And you can see here it's just all standard Visual Basic, nothing special. We're showing you how to open up various tables that we're using to populate the data that's coming in. And then of course it's followed by writing out the XML that generates the model in Simulate here. And this is fairly detailed. There's a reasonable amount of online help available from Simulate, but there will be a little bit of trial and error to get exactly the format that you're looking for here. So what's happening here, all this code here, as you can see, is he's basically writing everything out. It's generating a model, and then at the end, down at the very end of here, you can see that we're actually calling the a simulator object, and this is where we actually run it. Down here you can see the open, and then we're going to run it. These are the 2 key items here that are passed through. So what's happening here is it's generating the file. Now when you finish, you compile the class here, and it's going to be dumped in this particular case. You can look at my machine here. Here's my Visual Studio 2010. Here's my projects. Here's my Simulate class. And what happens is it puts it in this bin here, and of course there's a release here. So in the release we find the DLL, and this is the DLL that we're after here. And we'd copy this DLL, and then you would move it into where the programs are installed in Timer Pro. and the programs are installed down here on the C drive. In the program files x86 you'll find the applied computer services, you'll find the timerproprofessional.net, and then you will paste it right in here, and you can see that same file is already existing right here. So you would compile your version of the DLL and then just place it in here. There's no linking or anything has to be done. As long as it's in this particular folder where we put all of the programs to do with the Timer Pro, it will actually work when you make the call from your line balancing module here. And of course that's the actual module that has been fired exactly when you click here, and loads it into the simulation package, brings up the model and actually runs it. Okay, and after it's complete, you've got your results. Please note, however, that while we've developed it using VisualBasic.net, you can use any programming language that you're comfortable with to put together the output that you require. So you could write it in C or C# or basically anything that's available to take data from an XML file and put it into another format. So whatever you're comfortable with, use a tool of your choice. So in summary then, you've got two different ways you can go. You can go just for the simple write out of the XML file, read it in using your existing model by accessing the XML table, pulling the data you need, or you can develop your own custom results here, or use our standard one that comes with Timer Pro here to generate a model every single time the project is run.